Today I am going to be showing you the top 10 farms for Minecraft 1.17. Number 10 is the Wither Skeleton Skull Farm. Wither Skeleton Skull Farms can be one of the best farms in the game, as they can produce Wither Skeleton Skulls, which can be used to make beacons and other things like that. And also coal as well. You can get coal from this farm, which can be used to make torches, and it's also a really good fuel source. And it can actually produce quite a lot of skulls per hour. It can produce around 100 skulls per hour, which is not bad for its size and everything like that. And Wither Skeleton Skulls are quite overpowered because you can make beacons with them. The only downside to this farm is it's quite big and quite hard to build. You do have to get all this iron for the iron golems, and you also have to get some dogs as well. And also wither roses. Now wither roses are really hard to get, but other than that, this is a really good farm. Number 9 is the Guardian XP farm. Guardian XP farms can be one of the most powerful XP farms in the game, producing tons and tons of drops per hour, and also tons of XP as well if you're killing them with a sword. And also it's really simple to make. If you're making this design here, you don't even have to clear the monument. Another one downside to this farm is that you do have to deal with guardians, and guardians are kind of annoying. They do quite a bit of damage and everything like that, and you have to kill elder guardians too. But this farm's actually really good. Make sure to wear good armor when using this farm, because the guardians can give you thorns which can deal quite a lot of damage at once. So either have a regen beacon or get some really good armor. The next farm on our list is the shulker box farm. Now we're going to go on to the shulker box. So how this farm works is when a shulker fires a bullet, so when it fires a shulker bullet, if it shoots itself with the bullet, it has a chance of teleporting away, and when it does, another shulker will be put in its place. So you're essentially duplicating shulkers. The way you can do this is by getting a snow golem. I go down here, and if I spawn one in, the shulker will actually try to hit the snow golem with its bullet. But what you can do is, what will happen is the snow golem will start shooting the shulker. Now as you can see, the shulker fired his bullet outwards. So what you need to do is, we're essentially trying to make the shulker fire it this way. The shulker's bullet will go back and hit into the shulker right here. They're really overpowered, but my one problem with them is transporting the shulker. Because if the shulker dies, you have to go through that whole process again, and it's kind of annoying really. Like, shulker farms are really hard to make just because of that, but other than that, if you want to build one, the actual building itself is really simple. I think just transporting the shulker is quite hard. I've tried transporting shulkers before to do like advancements and stuff like that, and it's really difficult. Like, sometimes the shulker dies, and that's kind of the most annoying part about it. Shulker farms are actually really overpowered. The 7th farm on our list is the witch farm. Now here is a witch farm. So this one's a design by Mango. So I haven't actually designed a witch farm before. So how it works is the witches will spawn in here. So a witch hut has like a bounding box, and this is the full bounding box of a witch hut. So in this area here is where the witches can spawn, because if you didn't know, witches can actually spawn in the bounding box of a witch hut. So they'll spawn when the mob cap is low, so if there's any mobs around here, they probably won't spawn as much. So try and spawn proof the area if you're building one of these. I have a link in the description to this farm as well if you're interested. And you've got a shifting floor, so over here there's tripwire, and the floor will shift, and as the soul sounds a little bit smaller than a full block, the witches will fall down here, go down into this water stream, and die from entity cramming. Witch farms are really good and really overpowered. They're probably not that great for XP, which is a bit of a downside. The 6th farm on our list is the Piglin Bartering Farm. The Piglin Bartering Farm is one of the most OP farms in the game. You literally just give the piglins gold, and you'll literally get so many good items such as quartz, gravel, and enchantment books too. You can pretty much set this up on your first day. It requires a little bit of redstone, but really not much at all. And it mainly just requires gold really. Essentially what's going on is the piglin is being given gold each time from the dropper, and the piglin is dropping the items that it gets into this hopper and into this chest here. And here's all the loot. You can get a ton of loot, like you can even get obsidian, which is crazy. Gravel used to not be renewable. Like, I kind of wished gravel was renewable because it's more recent, but I'm really happy that it's renewable now. And also blackstone too. Blackstone is such a good block, it looks really good. And it's also like a mini iron farm in a way as well. Probably not a free iron farm, but like, it's not really worth it because you only get iron nuggets, but still it's a decent iron farm. My only downside to this farm is it does require gold, which isn't always too easy to get a lot of unless you build a gold farm. But still, like, early game, it's just not the easiest farm to build. Like, if you don't have much gold, you can't really get too much from it, but still it's a really strong farm. The next farm on our list is the raid farm. So now onto a raid farm here. So I haven't actually designed a raid farm yet, which I will do soon, don't worry about that. So I'm using one from Raidworks. This one's actually really good. I built this before in survival, so I know a little bit about this. So this one's also got Hero of the Village too, so you can get additional loot. So all this additional loot here you can actually get from this farm, and also books as well. got a few in here. So you can get tons of books and also clay as well. You can all make this sort of stuff renewable, which actually clay is really hard to get, so making this a renewable is quite good, and also redstone too. So this farm is like crazy, and so this is probably more of a late game farm. Up here is where the raid spawns, so it'll spawn up here. The ravagers get killed by the lava. This system is much more efficient than some other raid farms which I've seen. Some raid farms just killed it with like ravagers being suffocated into walls, but this one's actually quite nice because you use lava. This is all powered by a villager, so a villager at the bottom. Now when the player goes down here with bad omen, the villager will notice and that will start a raid. So raid farms are actually really good, like they produce tons of items. They're probably one of the best farms for like lots of items in general, but like one problem with it is they're really big and to build. Like I built one before and it took me hours and hours, so if you have lots of time to spare, this is the perfect farm. If you have lots of resources too, this is also good. If you're low on resources and you don't have much time, then this is probably not the farm for you. The next farm on our list is the cobblestone generator. Cobblestone generators are one of the most overpowered farms in the game. Like literally, this is literally it. This is the cobblestone generator. Like it's really simple, just water and lava and produces cobblestone. If I show you the regeneration, so cobblestone generators are my top 10. You might be wondering why, because they are kind of simple and you're probably not expecting this whatsoever, but think about it. Cobblestone is used for pistons, observers, furnaces, dispensers, droppers, all that sort of stuff. Plus it's used to make smooth stone, just stone in general, which can be used for terraforming. Like cobblestone may not look the best as a normal block anyway, but it can be used to make so many other really useful blocks in the game. It's just super simple. Like you can even make a TNT version, which is even faster and even better instead of using a pickaxe. And still, this farm is really good. Like it's pretty overpowered. Now moving into the top 3, the third best farm in the game is the tree farm. This is a general tree farm, so a nether tree farm as well, and also azalea tree farms too. Plus also just a general tree farm, so like an acacia or oak tree farm. That also produces apples too, which is quite a cool byproduct. And trees and logs are just used for everything, like boats, chests, you name it, it will probably pop up here. So wood is one of the most useful items in the game, and it also looks really good too. Like tree farms are really good. Tree farms are crazy. Like they can produce tons and tons and tons of drops per hour, and they're literally simple to build. Like, and it can produce apples and also tree saplings too. Over here it can produce logs and other stuff like that. You could say this is quite hard anyway, because like it does look a little bit hard in a way, but still this is actually a really simple farm. And this is a TNT duper, if you're just wondering. That's kind of one of the downsides. It does use a TNT duper. And also another downside is it does require bone meal, and quite a lot of bone meal to run. And this is quite a big tree farm, and it does require a lot of bone meal. So that's one of the downsides to this farm. But other than that, this farm is actually overpowered. You can become rich on pretty much any server just by using this farm. Like logs are really expensive on servers. I've seen like stacks of logs sell for like diamonds, and you can pretty much become rich just by building this farm. And it produces quite a lot of logs per hour. If you want to build this, then you can go check it out right now. I've got a link down in the description. Now the farm in second place is the gold farm. Now gold farms are OP. They can produce all these items here, and can also help with pickling bartering, which actually increases this farm to second place. This is why this farm's in second place, because of pickling bartering. If that didn't exist, this farm would probably be in like 10th place or something like that. But this farm is now really good because of that, because pickling bartering is OP, but it's not OP unless you have a lot of gold. And where you're going to get a lot of gold? A gold farm. Now gold farms are one of the easiest farms in the game, I've got to say. Like literally this is it. Like if you want to build a really simple gold farm, this is literally all you need to build. Just a bunch of nether portals. All these zombified piglins will spawn in here, and they'll make their way up here. You've got a satellite piglin over here, and this will tell the other piglins to go through here. They'll go around here, they'll try and jump into here and die from entity cramming. Now as they're all aggroed by the player, they're going to drop XP. It's kind of like a bug in the game at the moment, even though it's kind of accepted these days. Mojang said they're probably going to patch it soon, but I hope they don't, because like it's a really good bug, and it actually makes this farm even better because it actually produces XP. Both versions of this farm actually produce XP, if you didn't know. And this farm is a bit slower than the other one, but this is really good for servers because it doesn't rely on the mob cap, so you're going to get loads of drops anyway. And now on to the next gold farm, which is the spawning mechanics of piglins, zombified piglins I mean. Now here is the one here. So this one uses zombified piglins, and they spawn on this magma, and they go around here and go and trying to attack the player, but they can't. This uses the same aggro mechanic, so you can actually get XP from this one as well. And it's also have a bartering mechanic, so where the piglin can actually barter with the gold that it gets. So any gold that goes down here will be collected by the piglin, and he'll barter automatically. And you'll get all the drops in here. And this is signed by Ray Works if you didn't know that. And I've got a link in the description to his video. It's really good and really informative. And this farm is actually really simple, but it's a little bit dangerous, I've got to say. Like I almost got killed by a piglin once because of this farm. So beware of that. Don't build this on hardcore survival because it's quite dangerous, I've got to say. If you're going to build a gold farm, build to this one. I'd say maybe if you want to. If you want a lot of gold, this one's really good. The other one's better for servers, this one's better for single player. So if you're a single player, then build this one. Now the farm in first place is the iron farm. This is always going to happen, but the iron farm is one of the most OP farms in the game. Iron farms literally produce iron blocks, and I can even use iron blocks for building blocks now. Like I used to not be able to because iron farms were really slow. Now I can literally use them as building blocks, and I use them all the time. Hoppers, you can get hoppers, tons and tons of hoppers, much easily. You can get iron nuggets, which I don't know why I put that in this list, but anyway, you can get iron nuggets. Iron bars, which are a nice aesthetic. You can get iron buckets, which can be used to clear lava and other stuff like that. Even MLG buckets as well. You need the bucket to MLG bucket, and you can also get a hopper minecart, which can collect items through blocks. Like hopper minecarts are up. Now iron farms can be overpowered, like they can range from being without a zombie or with a zombie. So this is actually a really simple concept. So all the villagers are in here, and they all have beds so they can sleep. And the iron golem spawns up here, and it goes into the nether portal. This happens now and then during the day. This only happens during the day, so make sure to sleep during the night. So make like a sleeping machine or something like that. So you're always sleeping, and this farm will be overpowered that way. And then you've also got this iron farm, which does require a zombie, and you've got 2 different pods for iron golems to spawn, and you'll get quite a lot of iron actually. This one's quite a fast iron farm. You can get around 20 stacks of iron an hour just from 2 of these iron farms, which is really good. Like that's a ton of iron. You can build a ton of iron blocks, which you can use for building blocks and stuff like that. And also iron in general is just quite hard to get from mining anyway, because it's quite a lot of work. So iron farms just stop that and make it much easier. Iron farms are just overpowered in general. Like they used to be really hard to make. Well, not hard, but like more difficult. Now they're just plain or simple. Anyone can build one of these. Make sure to comment down below what your favourite farm was, because I'd love to know what like your favourite farm was and everything like that. And if you actually agree with my ranking, like, do you think the iron farm is better than a gold farm, or raid farm, or anything like that? Put it down in the comment section, I'm quite interested. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you want to, you can subscribe, but I really don't mind because I do this for fun. So only subscribe if you're actually interested in that sort of stuff. If you're interested in redstone, farming, all that sort of stuff, then subscribe, because this channel is perfect for you. And if you want to, if you found this video useful, or if you just want to support this video in any way, then leave a like as well. It actually helps this video get suggested more, which is actually really good because more people know how to build a farm. So by leaving a like, you're actually helping lots of other people find farms that they can build or stuff like that, or even just find an entertaining video to watch. So make sure to leave a like if you want to help out other people. And I'll see you in the next video if you're going to watch any more of my videos, which is actually advised because like my other videos are really good. And I'll see you in the next video.